Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a few of my favorite foundations under 1500 rupees. But before I start with this video, I have a few very important things to say. I kindly request you to please not skip this section of disclaimer and introduction of the video before directly going for the products. I have put the timestamps in the description box for your convenience in case if you want to watch a specific section of this video for a specific foundation. Okay. So let me start with a disclaimer first. In no way I intend to disrespect or defame any brand or product. I'm simply sharing my honest experiences and opinions of using these products. If I didn't like a product or a product didn't work for me, doesn't really mean it's gonna be same for everybody. Our experiences can be different from one another, and if you don't agree with me or don't like this video for whatever reason, you can respectfully choose not to watch it. Thank you. Now, before we head on to the foundations, I want to tell you that I didn't end up getting the perfect and exact shade of foundation for myself in a single go. In the process of finding the right shade of foundation, even after a lot of research, watching swatches online, genuine customer reviews and images, I did end up with a lot of hits and misses, and the whole process of finding the right shade of foundation was an expensive one, as I lost a good amount of money on purchasing shades that didn't match my skin. From this point of this video to the point where I'll finally start to speak about the foundations, I really want you to pay your attention, because this section of this video is really going to make you think whether this video is for you or not. So let me just start with it. My skin type is oily, for your reference, okay? And I am in the shade NC42 in MAC foundations. The letter N in NC42 stands for neutral and C in NC42 stands for cool. My undertone is warm but not too warm, with a bit of olive in it. I know it sounds confusing. Okay, let me try to simplify this. My undertone is warm, and foundations and concealers that have a warm undertone with a bit of olive in it do really go well with my skin. Coming back to NC42, even though it says neutral cool, this shade goes really well with my skin. To give you a little more clarity on this, let me tell you, I keep on oscillating between NC41 and NC43. If I am taking good care of my skin, not exposing my skin under the sun without a sunscreen, my shade of skin remains between NC41 to NC42. And when I get tanned, which doesn't require more than an hour without sunscreen, and that's when the shade of my skin becomes NC43. I know at this point it does sounds irritating, but I'm telling you all of these things because I still am far away from shooting in an ideal perfect professional setup, especially with the lights. I have shot this video in normal room lights, and from now on I have made a very conscious decision of not using the word dusky in my videos anymore, because there's no clear demarcation or definition of who is dusky, which shade of skin is the real dusky. I think the word dusky is a little debatable, so I would like to drop it from here. I don't know how I appear on your screen. It really does differ from one mobile screen to another mobile or laptop screen, but I want to tell you, if you ever see me in real, I am not medium skin tone girl. I am somewhere between medium to deep. Now, if you feel you can also relate with this and you are somewhere around my shade of skin, let's get started with this video, and I hope you will be able to find a foundation for yourself by the end of this video. In the title of this video and in the beginning of the video where I have said these are few of my foundations under 1500 rupees, I have said few and under 1500 rupees because there are a lot more foundations I really want to talk about, but this video would have gone like really long, so stay tuned. Many videos and foundations are going to be dropped soon. In this video, I haven't used any color corrector or concealer with any of the foundations, and I have just done a single layer of all the foundations on my face so that you can get to see the maximum amount of coverage the most minimal amount of these foundations can provide. I have shot this video on different days, so there can be a difference in the lighting, and I am really very sorry if I'm looking a little unwell. Sadly, I can't do anything about it, and I couldn't delay this video for any longer, and I had to make this in my current state. So I think I'm done with the introduction of this video. Let's move ahead and start with the first foundation. This is the Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless Foundation in the shade 312 Golden. This shade has a neutral undertone. The foundation comes in a sturdy glass bottle with a pump. This bottle isn't too big and it's easy to carry. The consistency of this foundation is liquidy but not runny. Right now when I'm shooting this video, the temperature at my place is 38 degrees Celsius, which definitely has made the foundation go a little runny. But let me tell you, it really hasn't hampered the performance of the foundation on my skin. You can apply this foundation with a beauty tool of your choice, but I like to apply this foundation either with my fingers or a dense foundation brush like this. I am applying a single layer of this foundation with this foundation brush so that you'll be able to see the maximum amount of coverage this foundation can provide with the most minimal use of the foundation. It's a medium coverage foundation and it's very lightweight. The brand claims that this foundation provides 16 hours of oil control. Honestly, I haven't used any of these foundations for more than 11 hours, so I won't be able to say anything about the 16 hours of oil control claim. But yeah, I have wore this foundation for good 7 to 8 hours, and being an oily skin person, it has never made my skin oily. For me, this foundation makes a very good last minute option. I have wore this foundation without any primer, concealer, color corrector or any setting powder or setting spray, and the foundation has lasted for good 5 hours even in the summer days. This foundation starts to fade by the 5th hour, but for me, if I am being able to wear a foundation for 5 hours in summer without any setting spray, it's a good one for me. After applying this foundation, wait for 10 to 12 minutes for the foundation to completely set, and then you can expect this much of a transfer without any setting powder or setting spray. This foundation survives a few splashes of water and also sweat, and this makes this foundation a great option for anyone who's in a tight budget. And for me, this works in all the seasons. This foundation oxidizes a lot. As soon as the foundation comes out of the pump, it starts oxidizing. This is how a fresh swatch of the foundation and an oxidized swatch of the foundation looks. This brand says that this foundation is non-comedogenic, and speaking about myself, I have never faced any breakouts after using this foundation. Moving on to the second foundation, this is the Dermaco 2% niacinamide and 1% hyaluronic acid high coverage foundation. This is in the shade 04 Caramel, and this has a neutral undertone. This foundation also comes in a sturdy glass bottle with a pump. The bottle isn't too big and it's easy to carry. Though the brand describes this as a liquid foundation, the consistency of the foundation, even at a temperature of 36 degrees Celsius, is thick, beautifully blendable and creamy. You can apply this foundation with any beauty tool of your choice, but I like to apply this foundation either with my fingers or a dense foundation brush. I am applying a single layer of foundation so that you will be able to see the maximum amount of coverage this foundation can provide with the most minimal use of this foundation. This is a medium to buildable full coverage foundation, and the formula is very light. Sun protection is not something that I look for in a foundation, but this also has SPF 40 PA++. The 2% niacinamide and the 1% hyaluronic acid in this foundation gives a hydrating glowy finish. Not just it looks hydrating, it really does hydrate my skin. The glow that you're seeing right now on your screen on my skin can be mistaken for oiliness, but honestly, I have never found this foundation being oily on my skin. And the brand also says that it's suitable for all skin types, though a patch test is recommended as it contains 2 active ingredients. The brand claims that this foundation provides a 12-hour stay on the skin, but honestly, I have just worn this foundation for a maximum of 10 to 12 hours with a makeup setting spray and 7 to 8 hours without a makeup setting spray. And unlike the previous foundation, you cannot wear this foundation without setting it with a compact or a setting powder. It's waterproof and sweat-proof, but it does transfer. This is a medium to buildable full coverage foundation, but I would strongly suggest you to please use a color corrector, if not necessarily a concealer, because the discoloration on the skin does peek through the foundation, making it appear gray on some areas of the face. This is a very good foundation for all the seasons except summer. I wouldn't recommend this foundation for summer because there are better foundations you can use in this hot and humid season. But if you really want to wear this foundation even in summer, you can make this foundation work under ideal conditions, like if you're staying inside the AC and then you are not going out in the sun, you can definitely make this product work for you. This is a very good foundation for everyday use. If you have watched this video of mine, I have used this same foundation to create the base. Another thing which I really like about this foundation, and it's something I really look for in a foundation, is the amount of oxidation. I cannot say that this foundation doesn't oxidize at all. The foundation does oxidize to a shade darker, but the difference is barely visible. It's almost negligible on face. Lastly, the brand says it's a non-comedogenic foundation. And speaking about myself, I have never faced any breakouts after using this foundation. The third foundation on the list is Nykaa Skin Genius Sculpting and Hydrating Dewy Foundation for dry skin. Now, in the name itself, the brand says that this foundation is best suited for dry skin. But at the same time, they have also mentioned on Nykaa that it's suitable for all skin types. This is in the shade Golden Honey 05 and it has a neutral undertone with a bit of orange in it. The foundation comes in a compact plastic container with a sleek and slightly flattened shape. Not quite a bottle, not quite a tube. It fits comfortably in the palm and it's perfect for on-the-go use. The packaging of this foundation is compact, but it may not be travel friendly. And I'm saying this because the opening of the foundation looks like this. As you can see, the mouth of the container is a little messy. So far, I have never experienced any leakage from this foundation container, but I always pack it carefully just to make sure it doesn't leak. Let me know in the comments if you already have this foundation and have you ever experienced any kind of product leakage from this foundation container? The consistency of this foundation is liquidy but not runny. Right now when I'm shooting this video, it's 37 degrees Celsius at my place and the foundation isn't acting any different. All the foundations that I have picked for this video have consistently stayed stable even in temperatures as high as 40 degrees Celsius. Their formulas don't shift, melt or break down in the heat. The texture of this foundation is somewhat like a moisturizer. It's very creamy. You can apply this foundation with any beauty tool of your choice. I prefer to use it with my fingers, but for this video, I'm using this flat foundation brush from PAC. I'm applying a single layer of this foundation so that you'll be able to see the maximum amount of coverage this foundation can provide with the most minimal use of this foundation. This is a low coverage foundation and it's really good that the brand has clearly mentioned this in the description of this foundation than making overstating claims. Speaking about the finish, this foundation is very hydrating and gives a dewy finish that doesn't look oily. I have worn this foundation without any primer, color corrector or concealer or any setting powder or any setting spray, and the foundation has lasted for good 4 to 5 hours. After applying this foundation, wait around 20 minutes for the foundation to completely set and then you can expect this much of a transfer without any setting powder or setting spray. Speaking about color correction, this foundation has a bit of orange in it, which is enough to mask the pigmentation I have on my face. So mostly when I wear this foundation, I wear it without any color correction and it does look pretty good on my skin. This makes this foundation a perfect go-to last-minute foundation for me. This foundation doesn't oxidize much. If fragrance and paraben is something which bothers you, this foundation is free of fragrance and paraben. Speaking about if the foundation is comedogenic, the brand has not mentioned this anywhere. And if I have to tell you my personal experience, I have never experienced any breakouts by using this foundation. Coming on to the fourth foundation, this is the K-Beauty Hydrating Foundation in the shade 155 White Tan. Now, listen to me very carefully, or else you will some or the other way end up losing your money just like I did. This Y in the shade name 155Y stands for yellow. It's basically trying to say that it's meant for people with yellow undertone. This particular bottle of foundation is my third purchase of the same product. The first time I bought 155 White Tan, I happily used it. Then I went to buy a new bottle in a nearest Nykaa store, and there the person who was assisting me pick a few products suggested me to try 145N medium. Here in the shade name 145N medium, N stands for neutral. Now, between 145N medium and 155 White Tan, there is one more shade which is 150N tan, which means the N which stands in the shade name 150N tan stands for neutral. So basically it is meant for people with a neutral undertone. I tried 145N medium at the store and for some reason it looked like my most exact match. And then my brain went on a vacation and I didn't even think that this particular shade is 2 shades lighter than my exact shade in this range of foundation. Both the shades 145 and medium and 155 white tan look almost similar through the bottle. Even these hand swatches won't look much different. But once you apply this on your face, you will see the blunder. This is a sheer to light coverage foundation. The brand has categorized this product as foundation, but to me, this is more like a tinted moisturizer, which is a little affordable than the expensive ones. And I really love this product, and in no way, I swear, in absolutely no way I mean to demean this product or the brand. I just want to let you know all of these details about this foundation so that you at least know what to expect from this product when you make your mind to buy this. So the product is more like a brilliant tinted moisturizer with sheer to light coverage. You can apply this foundation with your fingers, or you can use a flat foundation brush like this. This is the same foundation brush that I used in the previous section of this video. Make sure that the bristles of the foundation brush that you are using to use this foundation are really soft, or else the bristles of the brush will leave streaks on the foundation. Avoid using a beauty blender or any other foundation brush because it will soak a lot of product. I prefer using my fingers for applying this foundation, and I really feel like it works the best this way. As this foundation does not have much coverage, when I picked 145 and medium and applied it on my face, my entire face looked grey. I did try color correcting underneath, but it didn't work, as the coverage of this foundation is not sufficient enough to cover the color corrector as well. The orange color corrector was peeking through the foundation. Speaking about my actual shade, which is 155 white tan, if you are using this shade, make sure you are using a concealer over the foundation as per your requirement, or mix a little bit of an orange color corrector with the foundation and then apply it on your face. 155 white tan is my exact shade, but on the areas where I have pigmentation on my face, it does look a little grey. Second, it gives a hydrating soft matte finish. This has a blurring effect and feels just like second skin. Third, except summer, this is perfect for all seasons, especially winters. Fourth, this is perfect for beginners. Anybody who wants to start using a foundation but isn't very much comfortable or sure about it, or would like to take their sweet time getting comfortable with high coverage foundations, this is a perfect foundation you can begin with. Fifth, I can say that this doesn't oxidize. The oxidation is bare minimum and the difference isn't even visible. This foundation is sweat proof and transfer proof but not waterproof. After applying the foundation, either set it with a compact or a setting powder or a makeup fixer, or if you don't want to do any of these things, just apply the foundation and wait for 15 minutes and the foundation will set into a transfer proof finish with bare minimum transfer. I have worn this foundation for 4 hours without a setting spray, after which the foundation starts fading. With a makeup setting spray, you can increase this wear time up to 6 to 7 hours. The brand has not said anything about if this foundation is comedogenic, but if I have to speak about my personal experience, I have never faced any breakouts by using this foundation. Now, the foundation I want to speak about is this Lakme 9 to 5 Power Play Priming Foundation, and this section of this video is not a recommendation but a suggestion. Okay, let me explain. If you are already a subscriber to my channel and if you have watched some of my older get ready with me or makeup tutorial videos, you might be familiar with my love for this foundation. I love this foundation more than any other foundation under 1000 or 1500 rupees, and I was always up to pick this foundation over any other foundation in this price range. But then Lakme changed the packaging of this foundation last year, and I bought a new bottle of this foundation as the older one was about to expire. And after buying this new bottle and using it for a few times, I realized that this product is not the same anymore. The same shade of this foundation is darker and has a lot of green pigment in it, much more than what's required, which makes this foundation look very olive and grungy after application on the face. Plus, the older formula did not oxidize, but the newer formula oxidizes quite noticeably. Now, I do not claim that Lakme has done these changes in the formula of this foundation, but I am very sure that the bottle of foundation that I have got after they changed the packaging behaves differently than the previous one. Last year I wrote a post about it on YouTube and someone commented that they have noticed a similar kind of change with the Lakme 9 to 5 concealer. I have received a few more comments telling me some of the brands have made some changes in their existing products and they are not the same anymore. I won't be able to share a comparison of all of those products as I haven't tried them yet, but I have had similar experiences in the past where brands have changed the already existing really good formula of even their best-selling products out of nowhere. Now, if you end up getting a shade of foundation that has a lot of green in it, please do not lose hope. You can balance the excess green in the foundation by mixing it with a violet color corrector. I have this one from Inside Cosmetics, and all I have to do is take a little bit of this violet color corrector and mix it with the amount of foundation I want to use. Similarly, if you have a foundation that has a lot of yellow in it, you can balance the yellowness of the foundation by mixing a little bit of blue color corrector pigment in it. If you see the side-by-side swatches of this foundation, one in which I have mixed the violet color corrector and the other one which is just the foundation in its purest form, the excess green and the warmth of the foundation has toned down in the modified swatch of this foundation, which has now made it more suitable for application than the unaltered shade of the foundation. I know this extra effort can be overwhelming and a little too much at once, but this is what I do. Do let me know if you have better alternatives to all of this, and I would love to know if you know of better foundations than these within this price range. Help me discover some gems. And if you are already using or have used any of these foundations, I would love to know your experiences and thoughts on these. That's all for this video. I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye.